Hello, friends. Testing 1 2. Unlike some testing 1 2s today, this is voluntary if you click on it. Topical! Okay, now that I got that out of my system, I can say things that are actually important instead of dumb and not that funny. So, tonight, while I'm filming this, I'm waiting on Premiere to boot up, which, takes 800 years to happen. Tonight is the first night I am entirely finished with the editing project that I have been working on for the past couple of months. And so last night, after I had finished stuff, I jumped almost immediately into working on the very first rough cut of the first Barely Millennials episode. I'm not sure when that's coming out. It'll come out at some point soon-ish. But in the meantime, I am constantly thinking about what it's actually going to end up looking like after the first episode, because the pilot was a failed attempt at an organized shoot because I wasn't organized. And the difference between that, which will probably never see the light of day, except for the highlights funny video that I posted a while back, and this, which I am actively working on, is that I feel like the thing that we shot on Sunday is worth watching. Not because it's anything groundbreaking, but because it's entertaining and, dare I say, creative in some form. Sure, you could just call it a baking video. You could, if you want, call it a copy of other people that do that type of thing where they have a friend or a loved one baking something with them and they talk. The difference, I think, is that you don't often have siblings who just are weird, like my siblings and I tend to be. You don't typically have that dynamic going on with a baking video, so I'm hoping that that means something. I don't really watch that part of YouTube, so I'm sure I'm wrong and that there are people similar to that. But I will also say my brother and sister are very funny. They are just naturally funny people and naturally very comfortable in front of a camera, something that I am not. And so, unlike the first episode, which was me and Natalie, this episode is less of a talk show and more of an actual show. And it has a two-camera situation. It has mics that actually make people sound good. And it has cookies. Spoiler alert. It's a cookie baking show. That's what it was. That's what it will be. And I'm very excited about it. And ultimately, it will be what gets me back into making fun things with my brother and my sister. Which, in case I haven't mentioned it recently or at all, I probably have, but I don't really care. Parentheses Productions. Let me say that more clearly. Parentheses Productions, which is what I call my creative efforts. Not only is it me, it is my brother and my sister. And that is how I would prefer it to be, is the three of us. And then whoever else decides to jump on the bandwagon with us, cool. But it is ultimately the core of Parentheses Productions is what we call the Sib And I am very proud to be one member of the Sib. So that's what you have to look forward to.